purpose of this video is to give you some skills on how to take on giants. Not real giants, not actual cosmic entities. I'm talking about institutions that are so powerful that they don't even think about you long enough to ignore or dismiss you. But there may come a time where you actually need to fight one. And how does one do that? How do you even start? Where do you even begin fighting something that doesn't even think about you? One of the most accessible ways is to use time. And hidden in this scene is the blueprint for exactly how you can use time to bargain as the little guy. Welcome to Everything's Influence. I appreciate you stopping by. I'm a small creator. If you have any feedback for me, I'd love to hear it.
I've come to bargain.
This is the climax of Doctor Strange. Dormammu, a large, indifferent, cosmic entity that does not care about anything except getting what he wants. He's our stand-in for any larger institution that you might be battling against. One of the very first things that he does when he meets this inconvenience is destroy it, get rid of it, gets it out of the way again and again and again. However, Doctor Strange has a trick, not up his sleeve, but on his sleeve. Doctor Strange is using the Time Stone, which is something that doesn't exist, but the symbolism of it is just as powerful. Time is the one thing that these folks don't have. It's the one thing that they have to stop and pay attention to if it gets disrupted. There are many different ways to use time, but in this case, he's using the delay. You actually see this all the time in life. You see it when negotiations stall or when legal practices or lawsuits take forever. These are all leverages of time. If it isn't obvious already, getting leverage is what you need. You need the leverage of inconvenience, of delay. You need to find something that prevents the entity, the corporate, government, whatever, from doing what it wants. That's how you stop it in its tracks. Time is really important to a corporation. I mean, if you think about how billion-dollar companies are making millions of dollars a minute, and if you delay that, you are very expensive. Very expensive problems need to be solved. In our example with Dormammu, he can't do anything. His purpose, his drive, what he's after is conquering more worlds and bringing them into his dark dimension. Cool. What Doctor Strange is doing here is preventing him from doing that. He's using time to basically keep him prisoner. When Dormammu understands that this problem isn't going away, he demands to be set free.
Set me free.
Which is, if you think about it, it's really quite arrogant for him to do that. He just spent a bunch of time dicing up Doctor Strange, and then he's asking for something. I mean, the arrogance that that's something that's acceptable. Like, you deserve it. The entitlement is present because this is a thing that's used to getting what it wants all the time. Doctor Strange has to say,
No, I've come to bargain.
And this is when he gets to the most important thing that he could ever get from this entity besides a deal.
What do you want?
What do you want symbolizes what you're doing is hitting the right notes. It's striking the right nerves. Doctor Strange successfully finds a place to negotiate because he found leverage. He was disruptive, and he took away something this entity can't live without. Now that Doctor Strange has attention, he has leverage, he's now able to make a deal.
Never come back. Do it, and I'll break the loop.
One thing of note here that's important to cover when you take on giants is the cost. There was a lot of pain and suffering through this process. Doctor Strange endured that in order to get what he wanted, but when you are the little guy, these big entities, they can lean on you. This is often why people don't go after the larger entities, because the pain is not worth the benefit. But if you must take on giants, make sure you put time in your toolbox so you can properly leverage what this giant can't live without. If you enjoy breakdowns like this, hit the subscribe button. If you have some feedback for me, let me know in the comments. And I'll see you in the next one.